This celebration of research gives 400 freshmen the opportunity to share their research, scholarship, and creative activity with the larger university community. The celebration of research, or the core as we call it, is the culminating experience, the first experience of research.
When I first did research before, it was like I'm sitting in a lab, I'm looking at a microscope, that's all it could possibly be. And this was not about like that. Like I was just reading things, and it's like I like to read. So research could be something that I actually enjoy, which is good to find out.
When compared to like science research, you see a lot of hardcore data. So you see a lot of more numbers, a lot more graphs. When here, you kind of just get more point of view, perspective.
Most of my time was spent reading and learning about case studies. And kind of observing the research that was being done in the lab. After I had gained a better understanding, I was then asked to kind of propose ideas for research in future years, and hopefully next year that I can kind of conduct on my own, and that those ideas I could use in the future to run my own experiments.
Just because we don't have labs doesn't mean you can't do amazing research in social sciences. We get the virtue of our laboratory is outside those doors. And so we get to wait for the moments when we can either look back in history at those moments, or we can look at current events and study them as if it were the lab and approximate it that way.
I'm a neuroscience major. I've been used to doing science projects and stuff. I mean, those are all fine, but I was looking for something a little bit new this time. And this, I definitely think, gave me what I was looking for. Had tons of fun with it, had a blast, still am.
I think in the past, most of these first experiences with research have been mostly dominated by people in the sciences. But I wanted to help students who are interested in the humanities to be able to participate and get the feeling of what it was like to do humanities research.
I communicated with my mentor, sometimes in person and a lot of times just over email. But I still got to know her really well, and it was nice to connect with a teacher on a more personal level.
She was very knowledgeable on how to get us started, because as a freshman, I didn't know where to even begin researching. So it was amazing being able to work with such an amazing professor.
It was interesting to see what he's done. To preserve Indian music and to help him work to do more in the future.
The students are able to take their interests, whether that's microbiology or history of jazz, anything that they think is possible, and really see how it could be used in a real life setting.
I want to go to grad school. So I think it was great to get involved and have a dedicated schedule and stick to that and solve these problems. So.
And it definitely allowed me to kind of get a basis of what I myself want to research. So I want to do a Bachelor of Philosophy, so I will be doing a whole component of my own research. And then I've determined that I still want to do research on refugees because of this project. That kind of opened my eyes.